I have our pot on. It's about medium heat. We don't need to have it too high because we obviously don't want to burn our meatballs. I'm adding, like I said, a little bit of oil. This is olive oil straight to my pan. I'm going to let this warm up just a smidgen, and then we're just going to drop our meatballs in there. And we're going to coat around the sides and then come inwards with our meatballs. And then we're just going to turn them after a few minutes, pretty much right after we finish putting in our last meatball. We'll go back to our first meatball and turn it so this way the other side can get brown. Again, I'm just cooking enough here to get good browning on outside of the meatball. It actually doesn't even have to be the whole meatball that needs to be browned, but just enough to really get some color on there, but also to caramelize the natural sugars that are in our meatballs. After that, I will quickly add in our tomato sauce, and I will then lower it to about a simmer and let it just cook for hour and a half in the tomato sauce. So it's just enough heat-wise for that first meatball, but I really want it to get a little bit warmer. I can leave that one in because it is sizzling, if you can hear that. If it wasn't sizzling, I would take that first meatball out and let it come up a little bit more. The reason why I'm waiting to add another meatball is if I add more meatballs now, the cold from our meatball will bring the temperature of this pot down even faster, and we'll get really no color on any of those, or it'll take a longer time to get there. So I'm just going to let this warm up just a little bit with just that one meatball in there. Okay. Now it's starting to kind of crackle a little bit more, so we can add in some more meatballs. If it stops sizzling as much, we'll just stop and let the heat come up a little bit more before we continue to keep adding. But I think we're at a good point here where we can just add So as you can see here, there's all the oil that's on the outside and none in the center. That's okay, just because the natural oils that are in, or the natural fat that's in our meatballs will provide us with some more cooking fat. Also, you can be nice and tight in there with the meatballs. They will shrink in size. So it is okay to kind of overcrowd a little bit here. You don't want to overcrowd too much. By doing that, you trap in a lot of the natural water into our pot. And so the water plus the fat, it'll start to pop, and we're not really going to get the cooking color and also temperature that we want, because the water isn't able to escape because it's all trapped in there. So just a little bit longer before I start to turn them. I did say earlier that by the time I put in the last one, we should be able to turn the first one. However, I take that back, and I'm just going to give it a little bit more time. I just think it needs it. So you can kind of see here that there's some fat or oil that's starting to cook in this area. Earlier before, there was none here, so you could tell that the natural beef fat is starting to come out of the meatballs and starting to create more of that cooking oil natural oil underneath, which is what we're looking for. So I know our first one was right about here. That's the color that we're looking for. And then I'm literally just going to go around the pot on this one and just flip it all the way over. And this is a non-stick pot, so it shouldn't stick at all, and it shouldn't be too difficult to flip these. I want to be as delicate as I can because I don't want to crush them. So I'm just very gently flipping over, just so they don't crush. And you can see the colors really starting to show, and that's what we're looking for. I'll flip these probably 3 times. So 2 more times after this. I'll flip our meatballs. That one has some good color to it. This one's starting to, I gotta be a little more gentle with this one. You can see it's starting to break right there. You just pay attention to that. If it does break, it's okay. It's going in the sauce. It'll kind of all come together. You won't even notice a little bit of that meat in the actual sauce itself. So it's perfectly fine. It's not gonna hurt anybody. It's just you lose out on a meatball. So here, now that I'm flipping over for the 3rd time, I'm just looking for a nice a nice flat, fairly large spot to have it rest on. On whatever side it really wants to sit on, it's fine. It's not going to hurt it. I just want to get a little bit more color. That's going to help them set and stay together. Let's see if we can try not to break this one. Let's say that one's the last. And I'm using this wooden spoon. You could use tongs, tweezers, spatula. You can use really anything. I just feel very comfortable using this wooden spoon. I use it a lot. And I know I can be delicate with it. So you see here, all that fat's in there. The temperature's good. Really want to pay attention to where oil color is. If it's too dark, obviously we're going to be burning our oil, and that's going to give us a bitter taste. Or just giving us an unpleasant taste. But it looks fairly good here. So I don't need to worry too much about it. I'm just going to get a little bit more color here. If you want, you could easily flip these over one more time, which I think I might do that. Just rotate them once more. And then we're going to add our tomato sauce in there. But you could just rotate it 3 times. You could just cook it on each side twice. I mean, the flavor definitely, by browning it on multiple sides, you're definitely going to get a little of that flavor change, just because what happens when you're actually browning, especially beef, and the flavor that does come from that. So the flavor does change during this cooking time, but It also just helps to kind of set everything in together, so it's not going to move around as much. So I'm not going to play with it any more than this. Give it a nice little shake. Okay, and then here I have my tomato sauce that I'm going to pour in. So it is a little on the thicker side, which is fine, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some water in here and swirl this around. The reason why I do that, add water in there and swirl it around, is because a lot of water is going to naturally escape from this pot as it cooks, and it's naturally going to thicken on its own. So by adding water in here, you're just giving yourself more cook time and allowing the flavors to really go from a nice loose sauce, and it's going to naturally tighten, and all the flavors are going to get intensified. So this is going to cook on the stove here. Same heat. You could cover this. For right now, you don't need to. In a little bit, when it does get a little bit more tighter, the sauce starts splashing around more, then I would put a little lid on it. You could just, set it off to the side slightly, or completely cover it. What I mean by that is you can cover it over the top just like this. This little hole here will allow some of the natural steam and moisture to escape, but it'll also keep some in, so your sauce will never really get too tightened up. It'll kind of stay loose because of all that water in here, or you can kind of just have it off to the side here. As the tomato sauce does tighten, it will kind of spit or pop up a little bit. It'll hit your glass and won't make a mess all over the countertop. But this is, I'll wait to put that on until the sauce has tightened up. So here we have our meatballs with our sauce. A little bit of separation between the water needing to get incorporated with the actual sauce itself. You can kind of see right along the edges here, even a couple like streaks within, you can kind of see the separation of water, mixture of like water, the fat that separates. It just needs to essentially get emulsified in, just mixed in, and it's perfectly fine. So here we have one of our meatballs, and we can see here when we break this that our meatball it's a little hot. Our meatball is cooked all the way through. There's no pink in that meat there whatsoever. Even when I went to go break it using my spoon, there's really not a whole lot of pressure it takes to break it up. So perfectly cooked, not over mixed meatball. You can let this continue to cook in the sauce and let the meatballs continue to keep cooking until essentially you need to serve them. Or you could take it off and let it cool down. And then if you want to save some of this, be able to store it in the fridge and put it in a container so this way you can have it for later. So that's it. Super simple meatballs. Not a whole lot to it. A bunch of delicious spices, some cheese, whatever kind of protein you want in there. Tomato sauce, whether it's homemade or make it yourself tomato sauce, is entirely up to you. But this would be perfect for meatball sub or a meatball sandwich for some people who like to call it a meatball sandwich versus a sub. And for pasta, to have it with pasta, or just have it just regular meatballs with bread. So enjoy.